Good afternoon. It's Kim Dunn here from Positive Young Minds, and I thought I'd start with telling you a fun fact about my backyard, as I've been thinking about what to say about the school holidays. In my backyard, we have 3 trampolines. I know. We've had a couple of trampolines over the time. We've bought a couple. They've fallen apart. We've bought a new one because with active kids, they're a wonderful thing to have in your backyard. And after the last one died, I was like, do I really want to spend more money on a trampoline that might only last, a couple of years? So creatively, what's a creative way that we could get a new trampoline? So my youngest, who's still in primary school, scoured Gumtree. And he found one for $60, which basically was his birthday money. So my husband and he traipsed over the other side of town, came back with a trampoline. Wasn't quite enough for him. He watches YouTube videos of people doing silly stunts, and he wanted more. He wanted more trampolines in his backyard, in our backyard. So what do you think he did? I'm wondering, if I gave you this problem and your kids this problem, whether they could do some brainstorming. Because brainstorming is a way that we can unleash creativity in our kids and in ourselves. So why am I talking about creativity? Creativity is about coming up with new and unusual ways of solving problems, of making things happen, of good and useful solutions to things. It can include music and art, but it can also be used for problem solving, and it's actually really important. So back to my question. So if you were to sit down and come up with a list of ways about how we can solve a problem, about getting more trampolines without paying for them. So I'll give you a quick moment to think, and you might want to write a comment below about how you or your child what they would do. So what my quite enterprising young man did was scour the hard rubbish in the neighbourhood. And he was able to do this because we let him go out. We let him go out on his bike or on his scooter and have a look around the neighbourhood and see what's happening in the neighbourhood. So he came back with all the pieces to make a small trampoline. That was fine. And then the other day he went out again and came back with 1 or 2, but was really frustrated because he couldn't bring them all back. I took a little ride with him in the car, and I think we went about 1 kilometre away, and he had been trying to bring back on his bike pieces of trampoline. So we loaded them all in the car and came back, and he put it together, or by himself put all of them together, and he has a functional trampoline. I'm going to post them underneath so you can see a photo about what we're talking about. Now he needs more springs, but I have no doubt he's going to use his creativity and resourcefulness to come up with a way to fix this. At the moment he's just put them every alternate way. So why is this important with school holidays coming up? Because if you're like me as a parent, and I'm a parent of 3, over the years you have heard lots of, I'm bored, what can we do, what are we going to do? And it's really difficult to answer that sometimes, because I don't know about you, but I like downtime in my holidays, and I know my kids do a lot of the time. I don't want to structure things. I don't want to be running about around here, there and everywhere. So how can you create an environment in your household that is conducive to your child developing their creativity skills? So I've come up with, I suppose, 5 things to keep in mind about creativity. So the first one I've talked about is about encouraging brainstorming. So, which could be a whole video by itself, but brainstorming is coming up with ideas and solutions. And when we do this in sessions, I say whatever goes. As long as it's not illegal and doesn't involve hurting anyone, put it all down. then we step back and have a look at evaluating and see whether, you know, it's actually viable to do these options. So the first one's brainstorming. Let them throw it all out there. The second one is to perhaps have a look at the structure of your home and what's going on with that. Do you freak out if your child's in the kitchen making a mess, or whether they're painting and there's a mess everywhere? Because I can tell you, having poles and things around with trampolining creates a little bit of a mess in the backyard, but that's okay. It doesn't stress me out. So how do you feel when your child wants to make a mess as part of the creative process? Time is also an important factor for kids and creativity in general. It doesn't just happen like that. They need to be allowed that support and time to try different things and just to keep persevering with tasks. So if they've got a jam-packed schedule rushing here, there and everywhere, or they're on electronic devices all the time, they're not going to have that time to put into whatever creative project they want. So the third one related to that is their environment relaxed enough? So what we know about creativity is it helps to be in a relaxed, calm state. What have I got here? Fourth, do something different. If you think they need a bit of a spark, go somewhere you haven't been before. Play a different game. Go to a different shop. Eat a different food. Read a different book. Anything that's different will help create and generate a creative mind process. The fifth one, what have I got here? To encourage exploration of interests. We know our children are their own individuals, so their interests may be totally different to yours, and that's okay. And you don't have to be into what they're into, or even, I suppose, really appreciate what they're doing, as long as you can give them the support to explore their interests. So if they decide they would like to do scrapbooking or painting or repairing, pulling apart a car motor and putting it back together again, whatever it is, if you as an adult can help them access what they require for that and provide the support and positioning around that, that is a fantastic thing to offer your child. So 5 things again. Brainstorming, structure of home. Is your child relaxed? The environment relaxed enough? Encourage, and what was my 4th one? Do something different, which is great for everybody's brain development, including yours. Hopefully you found these tips useful. Please remember, you're always free to write comments because I'll go back and have a look. Maybe you could share the most, what your child's been up to, what creative pursuits that they enjoy. And, if any time I can help you in any way, maybe you think your child is a bit stuck and could do with developing some cognitive flexibility, more than happy for you to come by and have a session with us. You can reach me during business hours on 0408 533 515 or by email. Just press that send email button and drop me a line. More than happy to help. If you believe, like I do, that it takes a village to raise a child, please share these videos with your friends and members of your tribe, so together we can grow wonderful adults. I wish you lots of fun over the holidays, and I'll be checking in with you again real soon. Okay, bye for now.